Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we are unpacking a truly fascinating piece of automotive engineering. We're zeroing in on the brand new 2027 Škoda Peaq. But, we aren't just going to look at this as some massive new electric vehicle. We're actually diving into how Škoda has essentially designed a highly functional mobile power station that integrates right into your everyday life. My absolute goal today is to share some actionable insights that you can genuinely use, whether you're actively shopping for a car right now or you just love keeping up with the cutting edge of the EV market. So let's just dive right in. So can an electric SUV actually be both a luxury lounge and a mobile power station? I mean, it kind of sounds like a contradiction, right? Because traditionally, you had to choose. You either got a stripped-down utilitarian workhorse or you bought a fragile, ultra-luxurious status symbol. There really wasn't a middle ground. But the Peaq is completely reimagining what forward-thinking, eco-conscious families can actually expect from an SUV. It sets out to answer this question with a resounding yes. And over the next few minutes, we're going to see exactly how the data backs that up. Context is absolutely crucial here. When we look at the 2026 and 2027 competitive landscape, the auto industry is pulling in some wild, extreme directions. You've got the BMW iX5 out there chasing massive power with 570 horsepower. You've got the Audi RS5 focusing super heavily on track dynamics. Then there's the Hyundai Ioniq 9 really pushing aerodynamic boundaries, and the gas-powered VW Atlas upgrading its whole architecture literally just for maximum third-row space. So while all these competitors are chasing extreme performance or just massive gas-powered scale, Škoda is targeting what we're going to call the pragmatic middle. They're blending space, efficiency, and electric innovation into one package. Okay, Section 1, Modern Solid, Exterior Design and Scale. The real takeaway here boils down to the sheer dimensions. By building on the Volkswagen Group's MEB platform, the Peaq is officially the largest Škoda SUV ever produced, period. When you compare it to its combustion engine sibling, the Kodiaq, the Peaq is 116 millimeters longer, stretching out to a massive 4,874 millimeters. But get this, look at the wheelbase. It's nearly 3 meters long. That's a jump of 174 millimeters over the Kodiaq. It significantly dwarfs its combustion counterpart and pushes those wheels all the way out to the corners, which, as you might know, is exactly how you maximize interior cabin space in an EV. Now this next number, 0.249. This is where modern engineering just blows my mind. Despite having the physical footprint of a small tank, the Peaq manages an incredible drag coefficient of just 0.249. I mean, how do you push a nearly 4.9-meter, 7-seat SUV through the air that smoothly? Well, Škoda pulled it off by hiding an active shutter behind the front bumper that only opens up when the battery actually needs cooling. Plus, they introduced the brand's very first flush door handles. So when the car is moving, those handles seamlessly retract, keeping this massive vehicle aerodynamically slick so you can preserve your battery range. Moving on to Section 2, Inside the Lounge on Wheels. Okay, parents, listen up, because this number is specifically for you, 935 liters. That is a record-breaking boot capacity for Škoda in the 5-seat configuration. We are talking about strollers, massive sporting equipment, a mountain of luggage, you name it, it's all gonna fit. For families who are making the transition to electric and are genuinely terrified of losing the everyday utility of their old gas-guzzling SUVs, this number right here completely neutralizes that fear. But it's not just some cavernous cargo box, right? It is highly, highly refined. If you opt for the Relax package, the whole cabin transforms into a literal luxury lounge. We're talking AGR-certified massage and ventilated seats. You get this massive 13.6-inch vertical Android-based infotainment screen, which, by the way, is a first for Škoda, and a custom 16-speaker, 755-watt Sonos premium audio system. But honestly, my favorite detail? It's that electrochromic panoramic roof. At over 2.1 square meters, it's the largest they've ever put on a Škoda, and it features dynamic shade control. That means you can electronically change the opacity of the glass across 9 different segments. Oh, and they also threw in a 37-liter frunk right up front, just so you can keep your dirty charging cables far away from your fresh groceries. Simply clever for sure. So, let's translate all this awesome tech into a real-world scenario. Take camp mode, for instance. Through the My Škoda app, as long as you've got at least a 20% charge, that massive battery is going to safely maintain your cabin temperature and circulate fresh air all night long. You can literally sleep in this vehicle, completely comfortably. And speaking of clever practical tech, they redesigned the windshield wipers to include integrated washer jets. That little tweak actually saves 50% on washer fluid. There's even a tiny, playful graphic of 3 cyclists over on the passenger side of the windshield, which is a nice little nod to Škoda's deep origins as a bicycle maker. It's those thoughtful little touches that make exploring this vehicle so much fun.
All right, Section 3, Range, Charging, and Ecosystem.
Let's map out your actual options here. You've got 3 variants, the 60, the 90, and the 90X. The 60 gives you a 59 kilowatt-hour net battery with rear-wheel drive. But the absolute star of the show is the 91 kilowatt-hour gross battery, which comes out to 86 kilowatt-hours net. And you'll find that in the 90 and 90X models. Guys, that is the largest battery ever fitted to a Škoda. The Peaq 90 pairs that massive battery with rear-wheel drive to push the official WLTP range to over 640 kilometers. Now, if you're someone who really needs all-wheel drive, the 90X gives you exactly that, with just a slightly reduced range of over 610 kilometers. But you know, here at The Explainer, we want to give you immense, highly realistic value. Official testing numbers are great and all, but what actually happens when you get on real roads? Well, while the official WLTP range peaks at 647 kilometers, the EV database estimates a much more realistic real range of 575 kilometers in mild weather. That is still an incredible distance. It means you can easily do long family road trips without constantly sweating over the battery gauge. We think it's vital to know these real-world numbers so you can actually plan your life accurately. And look, when you do finally have to pull over and stop, this number is really all that matters, 28 minutes. Thanks to a 1999 kilowatt DC fast charging capacity, you can juice that massive 91 kilowatt-hour battery all the way from 10% up to 80% in under half an hour. Seriously, that's just a quick bathroom break, grabbing a cup of coffee, and boom, you are right back on the highway. Now, this all builds into something that fundamentally changes how you view your car. The Peaq features bidirectional charging, otherwise known as V2X. Let's break this ecosystem down step by step, because it's a game changer. Step 1 is V2L, or vehicle to load. This means you can plug a standard appliance, like a coffee maker, while you're out camping, directly into the car. Step 2 is V2H, vehicle to home. With the right wall box setup, this car can literally power your entire house during a blackout. And step 3 is V2G, vehicle to grid. This means you can actually feed stored energy from your car back into the municipal electricity grid, which could potentially save you a lot of money during peak hours. I mean, this proves the Peaq completely transcends being just a car. It literally becomes a critical piece of your home's energy grid. Of course, none of this cool tech means a thing if the vehicle isn't safe, right? So, to reassure all you pragmatic buyers out there, Škoda has absolutely loaded the Peaq with a cutting-edge safety infrastructure. You get Travel Assist 3.0 to handle those annoying traffic jams. You get Crossroad Assist, which uses radar to detect cars or cyclists approaching from the side at blind junctions. And there's a highly advanced camera in the rearview mirror that literally tracks your eye movements to make sure you aren't falling asleep at the wheel. Plus, if the worst does happen, you are fully protected by 10 standard airbags, which even includes a center airbag so front passengers don't collide with each other. And finally, Section 4, the competitive EV landscape and final thoughts. To wrap all this up, the Peaq really has a dual identity. It offers luxury space alongside incredibly advanced energy utility, but it does all of this starting at highly competitive price points, roughly £51,980 in the UK or €54,990 if you're in the Netherlands. It's not trying to be a track car like the Audi RS5, and it certainly isn't a massive, inefficient gas truck. It is a highly intelligent, beautifully designed tool made specifically for modern living. I'm going to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought to chew on. As EVs keep getting faster, as they get flashier, and as they get vastly more expensive, is the ultimate luxury actually supreme pragmatic functionality? Having a vehicle that can power your home, comfortably sleep you during a weekend camping trip, and haul 935 liters of gear? Well, that might just be the absolute pinnacle of what a luxury car should be in 2027. Think about that as you watch the auto industry continue to evolve. I want to say an incredibly warm, genuine thank you for dedicating your valuable time to learning with me today. Exploring these kinds of innovations is a huge passion of mine, and sharing these structured insights with focused, curious learners like you is exactly what makes doing this explainer so rewarding. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.